this video, we're going to talk about the different types of ISO certification standards that exist and the process that you will go through when trying to implement the standard within your organization. We're also going to talk about the different certification bodies available that will guide you through certification, and also I'm going to explain ways in which I can help you to implement these types of management systems within your organization. So there are different types of ISO certification standards, and some are suitable for certain types of industries, while others can be adopted by any type of organization. For example, ISO 9001, which talks about quality, ISO 14001, which talks about the environment, and ISO 45001, which talks about health and safety, can be implemented by any organization within any industry. But then there are other standards. For example, the ISO 22000, which talks about food safety, is of course suitable for food manufacturing or companies involved within the food sector. ISO 27001 relates to information security, which is relevant to organizations who handle sensitive information, such as software companies. ISO 13485 talks about medical devices and is used by organizations involved in handling and dealing with the provision of medical devices. And then there are other ISO standards that are suitable for different types of organizations. And the implementation process that a company will have to go through when implementing ISO 9001, first of all, starts by having an initial consultation. During this session, we would talk about ways in which your company can implement the relevant ISO certifications for your organization. Secondly, we would talk about the funding opportunities that are available for your organization if your company is based in Malta. I am one of the approved advisors by Malta Enterprise, and I can help you to tap into the relevant funding opportunities that are suitable for your organization. After having this conversation, and if you are eligible, we would apply for funding. You would receive the relevant grant amount from the government of Malta, and then we would start off with the implementation process. The first thing that we would do is to do systems mapping, whereby we would start to evaluate the operations of your business, and we would see what type of processes are relevant for your organization. We will then take this information of what you are doing as an organization and compare it to the actual requirements of the standard. And this is called the gap analysis. By identifying the gap of what you are currently doing and what the standard needs you to do, then we would have created an action plan for improvement for your organization. Once that is done, we will then move on to doing the systems implementation, whereby we will take the actions that we would have defined during the gap analysis and implement them within your organization, particularly through the use of training, whereby we will be training your employees on how to follow the systems as required by the international standard that is being implemented within your organization. Once the implementation has been complete and the system has been fully deployed, then we will move on to doing an internal audit. The internal audit is basically a process whereby we will take the activities within your organization and we will make sure that these systems are being followed within your organization. The idea of an internal audit is that we continuously find areas for improvement for your organization. Once the internal audit and management review meeting have been done, then we can move ahead and talk with the certification body to grant you your ISO certification. After getting certified, the last step would be to maintain your ISO certification, which is a system for continual improvement, and therefore we will keep on doing internal and external audits yearly. There are different types of certification bodies that you might choose to work with, depending on the nature of your organization and depending on where the country of origin of your organization. Over my 12 years experience, I have worked with different types of certification bodies, both Maltese certification bodies and also international certification bodies, and all have their pros and cons. What I would strongly advise you at this stage would be to make sure that whichever certification body you choose to work with, you make sure that you work with an actual accredited certification body. If you do not work with an accredited certification body, your ISO certification will not carry much weight. And after choosing the certification body, it would be time to know who will be the person helping you to implement the standard. There are different ways in which I can help you to achieve your ISO certification goal, and as an ISO specialist based in Malta, I can promise you 4 things. First of all, I can promise you that after completing the implementation process that we have discussed earlier, you will definitely get ISO certified. My promise to you is that if you don't get certified after having completed the journey together, then I will give you all the money back as my guarantee that proves basically that I can help you achieve this type of certification. The second benefit, as I've mentioned, is that I am a Malta Enterprise approved advisor, and therefore I am in a position to help you to figure out which type of funding opportunities are most suitable and relevant to your organization to make sure that you succeed. The third benefit is that I will help you maximize your time. I know that you are busy and life is complicated enough as it is, and therefore during the implementation process I will make sure to respect your time and to respect your priorities. I will only have meetings that are actually needed with you to always guide you to the next step forward. I will also make sure to create a management system that is not bureaucratic, but rather that helps you to actually improve your organization as best as possible through the implementation of these standards. Finally, I promise you that as the result of us working together, you will have a results-driven management system, whereby from my experience over the past 12 years, when I have been doing this type of work, I have always focused on helping companies to find the middle way. Not having way too many procedures and systems in place, but at the same time, not having any procedures. My job is to help you find the middle way, middle ground, whereby I will help you to create enough systems to make sure that your business is first of all running in a sustainable way, and that it is meeting all the requirements of the relevant ISO standards that are being implemented within your organization. If you are a company based in Malta and so far have not tapped into these type of funding opportunities that are available for your organization, I would definitely suggest that you get in touch so that I can explain the type of funding opportunities available, and I will do this with no strings attached because I truly want to help you succeed. If you have any questions after going through this page or to the other pages within this standard that talks about specific ISO standards that might be relevant for your industry and for your organization, please feel free to get in touch. I would love to help you to achieve this type of ISO certification. Thank you.